Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Luck Light Plays. We're continuing our run through of Final Fantasy III for the NES. And we're picking up right where we left off, in the Village of the Ancients. We're just kind of exploring what's going on in various towns and castles and stuff. We went into a deserted castle in the last episode, and we were talked to by the Gurgans, who told us to go to the Tower of Owen, which is in the north. And that'll open up another area for us to get to. And right now we're just exploring the Village of the Ancients because it... well, mainly because it has some upgrades that I can get. But otherwise because it is the last of the areas I need to get to before I can just sit back and do some dungeon crawling. There it is, that's what I was looking for. Serpent Sword. Second one. Boom. And those do lightning damage. Alright, let's sell some junk. Get rid of the leather. Get rid of another bow. I'm gonna get rid of those. Freezing staff I'm gonna save. Daggers I can get rid of. Mithril sword I can get rid of. Alright, good. Now here I can get the carapace armor. I can also get flame mail. We'll get one of those. Headband for him. And looks like wizard gear for the red mage. I like how I buy all this stuff and then immediately forget what I bought. Boom. Increases my defense a little bit. Carapace armor. Switch to flame mail. It's a little bit better. So instead of 10 defense, he will have 16 defense. Can he use the carapace? No. And I think that does it. Bye-bye mithril, bye-bye carapace, bye-bye leather. And we're good. You can also notice the dash is blue now, instead of purple, instead of red. Seems that his color just changes with the NPCs. Alright, so something about it was too light, and then dark heroes came. Now it's too dark and the light warriors are gonna come. So did you get that? The continent is floating in the sky. It was conceived by the ancient civilization. It still floats today. Tower of Owen is what gives its power. So we're on a floating continent, everybody. Our world is floating in the sky. So there's sight. Exit and wash. So our hope is to get an airship that's powerful enough to exit the floating continent and go to the real world. But that's not till later. So there we go. Full up on spells for now. To the east is a forest where birds known as chocobos live. There's a revive pool. Let's head over to the weapon shop. Get some high quality weapons. Let's see, so I can buy a serpent sword. There's the White Slayer again, if I ever needed to. Which I don't. Burning staffs, freezing staffs. Staves, and the killer bow and some arrows. So maybe I could use another White Slayer. Actually, what does he have now? Yeah, he has a burning staff. Maybe I will put another White Slayer on him. I think I just bought two by accident. whatever, money. I think in the remake you can't buy another one. It's just you're stuck with what you got. And I got a burning staff and a freezing staff if I ever switch over to a white mage, which I probably will do at some point. Because while red mages are cool and versatile, their stats are kind of low. And you want to keep at least your vitality high so that your hit points go up more. That's why when I do my leveling sessions, I actually switch everybody to a monk and just punch my way through random battles. Anyway, there is one thing we can do that I forgot to grab here. Little extra thing that we're going to do here. If you go all the way around the continent on a Chocobo, I'll give you a prize. So this will be a little bit fun. But first, dastardly lynxes, apparently. Oh yeah, I'm already hitting much harder. I do like how the White Slayer kind of looks like, if you look really closely when he swings it, it looks like a rapier. Which would be a weapon that a red mage uses. Anyway, this game is not the first game that has chocobos. That's Final Fantasy II. But this is the first one that like really makes them important. I think there's only like one chocobo in the world in the second game, and it's like, you know, it's a big thing. It's very rare. Chocobos become more and more important as the game series progresses. If I wiggles his butt. So, there you go, we are on a floating continent. Right now we're coasting around it. Taking a full tour here. You can see the sky on the top side there. And we should be coming back to the town real soon. Here we are. Let's go get our special prize. Here's your prize. Midget bread. And you can keep doing it if you wanted, and keep getting more and more midget bread. It's not a really valuable prize, so you should probably exercise a bit of just relax. So let's grab a chocobo, head back to our boat, and we'll head towards the Tower of Owen. And we can't go into there yet. That's floating in the sky as well. That'll come into play later. Here's our boat. Alright, so let's head into the Tower of Owen and I'll show that place off a bit. After getting my face punched by a Sahagwin. I don't really know how to pronounce that properly. Sahwagon? When I was a kid, I used to just call him Shaggin. It's like, there's a Shaggin. Yeah, it's probably trying to shag. It was actually before shag. Shag usually meant, like, you know, shaggy carpet. Or Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Not a, you know, sexual act. I think, you can thank Austin Powers for that other connotation. or if it existed before him for making it popular. I think we actually pronounced a lot of things wrong back in the day. You know, before the internet is there to correct you on your pronunciations. Like, I actually had a friend who called it a Chocobo, which I don't know how his mouth ever uttered that word in such a weird pronunciation, but hey, you know, if we didn't really have things saying the words out loud. One of the things that happened on the recess yard was, do we call him Cecil or Cecil? In Final Fantasy, well, at that point it was 2. Rydia or Rydia? Bahamut or Bahamut? And there are people who get really, really mad if you pronounce something wrong. Like, if you say Yuffie instead of Yuffie, there are people who just lose their minds. And I think, you know, if you're gonna get to be at that point, it's like, you should probably relax. Some people just get really, really into it. Where am I when it comes to levels? I do admit I like to switch to Monk when I get to almost a level. That way I get that hit point boost. Only a frog can get in there. Done. That's all you need. And I do believe you don't need to turn into a toad to get back, which is good. Welcome to the Tower of Owen. It will be your grave, said the voice. Sorry about that music, it is rather annoying, isn't it? Yeah, so at least you don't have to fight in any weird form. You can just kind of slaughter at your normal strength. Which honestly, at this point, I do believe that switching over to just fighter classes probably would have been viable as well. Maybe I'll do that for the next episode. Suddenly have 4 monks just breaking faces. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Yeah, so the tower actually has shortened rooms, but there's just many floors. That's a gimmick for this one. And it's very clock towery. Something you would probably see in Castlevania. Lots of cogs and chains, and the only thing that's not coming down the stairwell is, you know, the Medusa heads. Which will be funny when I get to the boss, probably. Oh, thanks, jerk. Now my red mage has cool shades and can't see. It is one thing I rather thought was funny in various Final Fantasies, when the way it depicts blind is your character has cool shades on. And in some games, when your character was shortened, like, we'll say Final Fantasy VI, when Mog or Realm got hit by darkness, and it looked like they were wearing the cool shades on their, you know, their forehead, but not their eyes. But, yep, they were blind. Alright, there's one of these floors you have to touch one of the top clips here. I just forgot which floor. At least these pooty mages are pretty simple, and they don't hit hard. Unless they use magic. And I actually think, now that I think about it, I think the maximum amount of capacity you can carry is 255. I may be mistaken on that. So, usually at that point, just to keep myself growing, oh, I got a turbine, which I think is another sword for him. But I'll try this one too. Nope, he can't use a turbine. Or is it Tirving? That was a cursed sword in other games. Or in mythology. But it is better, so I'll use it. Anyway, that does it for this episode. On the next episode, we will continue climbing the tower, and we'll face the boss, and see where we go with that. The boss is actually going to make you laugh, since hopefully, since I mentioned Castlevania. It's kind of, this place is very much Castlevania. At least the Clock Tower version, anyway. But anyway, you'll see what I mean if you come back to the next episode, which I hope you do. My name is Lucklight, thank you for watching, and have a good one.